I made so many mistakes my first time starting out on YouTube, and if you're trying to kickstart your YouTube journey, here's some things that you want to know to avoid them. Number one, you need to understand what is it that you are trying to bring towards the YouTube community. What is your channel based on? For me, I want people to think when they come to my page, his daughter's 7, I want them to think modesty. I want them to think of femininity. I want them to think of healthy marriages, courting, how to do this by living a faithful life, like how to be righteous. Like, I want people to associate my content with things that are actually beneficial in different areas other than what's commonly put out on YouTube. So you need to understand what is it that you want to go the route when it comes to your channel and build off of that. And one thing important to note when it comes to finding a niche, I guess we can call it that, finding your niche, please don't try to be like somebody else. I understand sometimes as YouTubers, it's like we have these people that we aspire to be like, we love their content, and sometimes we might find ourselves like emulating their behavior, trying to copy them, trying to copy everything that they do, maybe how they speak, how they edit. Like, I understand that, but please remember to be unapologetically and authentically you. Okay, there are so many different people, but there's only one you. You need to make your content tailor-made to you and your likes, because your audience, they're not following you because your content is like so-and-so. They're following you because they like the content that you bring to the table. They like how you approach different topics. They like you for you. So don't feel as if you need to copy someone else and their content. Be you. Next, consistency is key. When I first started out on YouTube a couple years ago, honey, I was posting like initially probably every day. I burned out so fast, you guys. I would just randomly, sporadically post whenever I felt like it after that. And then it just came to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm just not going to do this anymore. I came to a standstill. Now, I don't necessarily have posting days where I say, okay, you know what, I'm going to post on Mondays and Tuesdays or Mondays and Thursdays. I would like to get to that point at some point down the line, just to create some structure and discipline within me. But you need to learn to be consistent in your content when you put out. If you're going to post once a week, okay, then push yourself to do that. Make sure that you do that. If you're going to say that you're going to post twice a week, then you need to make sure that you're doing that. And that regular posting honestly helps to build an audience, because it almost trains them in a sense to expect you to post on certain days, or expect, okay, I know I saw this video today, I know she's going to come out, or he's going to come out with another video later in the week. I can't wait for that. You know, it gives them something to look forward to. But nonetheless, you need to create a schedule that you know realistically you can stick to. Starting out, you might want to post once a week, and that's fine. You know, we're all busy. We're all trying to juggle different things within our schedule, and YouTube does take up a lot of time, filming and then editing. So create a schedule that you know that you can stick to, and once you're able to take on more, then you can build on that. So the next tip I would say is content quality over quantity. When I first started off on YouTube, I was posting a bunch of randomness. I know now I kind of have like my niche towards like modesty and things that I listed earlier, but before it's like I was doing these random takes on things that just weren't really me. I was just doing them because they were like trendy, or mostly because I wanted to say, you know what, at least I put this out. Like, I wanted to feel good within myself for actually putting out a YouTube video, but the video wasn't gaining any traction or views because it wasn't anything that was actually captivating. It was quite boring sometimes. So you need to make sure that you're not so focused on getting X amount of videos out every week, because the retention rate, the watch hours are just going to go down because nobody's really captivated towards your content. So focus more on creating quality. It's better that you put out one fire video every week than to put out 5 that suck. And you guys know when a YouTube video sucks. I'm not gonna lie, even now, many times I might have an idea for a video and I'll take out my camera and start filming, and midway I'm just thinking, you know what? I'm not really feeling this. Initially, I thought this would be going good, but I'm not feeling this, and I'll just cut it short, because I'm not gonna just put out anything just to say I did it. I want to make sure that I enjoy the content, and I want to make sure you guys enjoy it. You know, when I make my videos, I think to myself, is this something that I'm gonna want to watch? Is this something that I'm gonna actually want to sit through? Would this benefit me? And if not, then I'm not gonna upload it. And if so, maybe I just need to tweak it a little more in the future so that it sounds a bit more captivating. Next, patience is key. I know starting off, it's like we all want to get the YouTube criteria met back to back. We want to get the 3,000 or 4,000 watch hours. We want to get this many views. We want to be YouTube partners. You know, that's the goal for a lot of us, why we start off on YouTube. We want to be partners. You know, we want all that comes with being associates of YouTube. But understand that building an audience takes time. You know, it's like getting to know people. When you first meet someone, you know, you start talking to them and you guys might click on certain things, but you're not gonna just be best friends since day one. No, it takes time to gather trust, and I gotta come back and back to see if, you know, this is something that I actually want to invest in. If this is a friendship that I can see me subscribing to in the long run. See what I did there? Sorry. So be patient with your audience and give them time. Let them get a feel for you, especially if you're starting off new. Let them see, you know what, I really like this person. I like this person's personality. I like what they're about. I love the content, the edit. I can see myself subscribing to this. And you need to really just put yourself in other people's shoes. Like, I love watching other people's videos, and some people, it takes me some more time to get to watch their content before I even click subscribe. And that's fine. But you really need to be patient with your audience. And this actually leads me to my next tip, engagement over views. So when I first started out, I was such a view girly. I was just fixated on views. How many views did this get? And how long? It's been this, Are you serious? I'm not passing 60? Like, listen, it was bad. It was bad starting out. But now, you know, I have built a following and I'm so happy about that. The thing that I struggle with sometimes is engagement, but I try to tell myself, you have to stay engaged with the community. These are your people. These are your friends. These are people that are subscribing to you because they look to you for advice or they love the content that you're putting out. So I would hate if I'm consistently commenting on someone's videos and, you know, saying, oh, I really like this, or I'm asking them questions and they're not getting back to me. And I was feeling some type of way about that. So, you know, if you have people that are taking the time out to do that with your content, please try to respond to them to your best ability. Like for me, on YouTube, that's more possible because I don't really, though I have a high subscriber, well, not as high as I'd like, but though I do have quite a following, the comments and stuff are something that I can keep up with. So I'll wait for the comments to roll in, I'll set notifications and I'll respond accordingly. And if not, then, you know, I just pray people will be patient with me. But like on bigger platforms, as you grow, like on Instagram or TikTok, where my following is a lot higher, I'm not always able to get back to people. Like, it's sometimes hundreds of comments, and I know people understand because it's just not realistic to go back and answer all that, but to the best of your ability, try to respond to your comments. You know, engage with your viewers, let them know that you care, that you see them, and that you're thankful for them even taking the time out to watch your content. Even if you don't want to respond or you're not able to respond with a comment, you can just heart it, you can like it, you can acknowledge it, but show them that you're there and that you care. Ooh, bars. This next tip is something that even I'm still trying to implement till this day, and that is creating a captivating thumbnail. Because listen, a lot of people are visual people. When it comes to YouTube, we're clicking things based on what we see. And if your thumbnail doesn't look captivating enough, like, I don't care how catchy your title is, though I love me a good catchy title, if your thumbnail doesn't look like something that makes me go, I wonder what they're talking about here, or that looks really interesting, I wonder what's that about, you're not gonna get any clicks, you're not gonna get any views. So sometimes you might have to take the time and really think about a concept that'll come together that's gonna attract people. What would you want to see? And sometimes you can even, like me, at what I'm trying to do at this point is using ChatGPT. Like, listen, you guys want to take advantage of ChatGPT. That thing will be your best friend when it comes to YouTube. I'll even go on ChatGPT and put in some ideas for a thumbnail. That's something that I literally just thought of, like, within the week or last week or 2 weeks ago, something like that. I'm like, why did I take advantage of ChatGPT to help me with my thumbnails, coming up with a creative concept that I know it's going to bring in views? For those who might not even have ChatGPT, what you can also do, something that I do actually as well, in addition to that, I'll go on YouTube and look up different topics that are similar to what I want to speak about, and I'll see what other people have done surrounding that really analyze the thumbnail to see what is it that brought all the views, what is it that drew that sense of curiosity. Is it the colors, is it the text, is it the boldness, the shadow behind it? It's easy to read, it's it's so much to it. So really be intentional in examining different thumbnails and take the time in doing that when it comes to creating your own. I'm not there yet, but I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. Hey guys, so quick change of scenery. I'm literally watching my video and editing it right now, and I just thought of one big thing. So I want to talk about quickly shorts versus long-term content, to be exact. When I first started out my YouTube channel, I originally had about 1,000 subscribers, and I quickly wanted to do something that I know could grow my channel. So I started implementing shorts. I've seen a lot of shorts on my page get like millions of views, so I'm like, okay, let me try it. I thought that it was okay for me to repurpose my content on all platforms. So I would repurpose my Instagram and TikTok videos and add them on YouTube shorts, thinking that's okay. Videos that I would duet, videos that were just viral in general, I would just stick them on YouTube because, hey, why not? And then, you know what? I did meet the criteria. I met everything. I was able to apply to the program. However, I was not able to monetize my channel because it was unoriginal content. While it was a quick way to get subscribers, it was not my work specifically, so I wasn't able to monetize my channel. So I literally had to go back and delete all my shorts. I lost so many watch hours and I was so upset, but I'm like, you know what? As much as that hurt, it did teach me a crucial lesson, so we're gonna start all over again. When it comes to shorts, yes, they are a great way to grow, yes, but you want to make sure that you create a balance with your long-term content, because you don't want to just be getting subscribers and stuff based off of shorts and they're not watching your long-term content. And long-term content, especially if you want to be a YouTube partner, that's where you're going to get a lot of your revenue from. So definitely implement shorts because they're a great way to go, but make sure that you have a healthy balance with your long-term content. And I would even say make sure that the two can almost go hand in hand. So when they see your short, they know that they can see your long-term video and say, you know what, I can watch this. I really like her shorts. They talk about this and it kind of has some type of coherenceness with her long-term content. So I can definitely see myself watching that. So yeah, that's a big thing I wanted to touch on. And yeah, back to our regularly scheduled program. I would also say next is to get some basic equipment. Like, no one is saying that you have to buy all this expensive stuff, but I feel as if the basic things that every YouTuber should have is a tripod, number one, to set up your camera, and number two, a nice ring light. You know, something that's gonna bring in a lot of light to keep your video well lit, because no one's gonna really sit there and want to watch a video where it's dark and the quality is off. Make sure that you get some decent equipment so that people are gonna want to stay towards the end of your video because it just looks so aesthetically pleasing. And I know a lot of people are sometimes fixated on the fact that they might not have the most aesthetically pleasing homes. Like, my home ain't that aesthetically pleasing. I like it. I love my home. I feel as it's very modern and it's comforting to me. But I know a lot of people like to compare themselves with other YouTubers and they don't have the fancy background. You don't need that, okay? You can even get a green screen if you want, guys. If you don't want the background to show, you can even create your own little setup for cheap. You can get some nice wallpaper, or like I said, the green screen, you can get some decorations, and that can be your setup. And then the rest of your home can just be out of view. But yes, just get the basic equipment just to really amp and get that oomph for your video content, so it's the best quality that you can get. Another thing that I would suggest is creating like a planner when it comes to creating YouTube videos. So I have a little notepad in my phone where I constantly am trying to juggle between different ideas for YouTube. So I have a whole list of things that I would love to create videos about. And even if I'm on TikTok or I'm at work, like I'll just think of something, or I might be inspired for something. Like, I'm always thinking about content creation. That's one thing they don't tell you when you're a content creator. Literally everything starts looking like content to you. You're always trying to see the bigger picture in something. How can I bring this to my channel, you know? Or is it just me? Do you do that? Anybody else? No? But yeah, plan your content out. Create a little guide or planner. Okay, on this day I'm going to talk about this, on this day I'm going to talk about that, just so you're not randomly just trying to think, okay, what can I do sporadically? Like, no, you have a schedule, almost like a curriculum when it comes to YouTube, of what you have planned out to speak about for the day. And this last tip is going to be a quote by my bishop. He once said, "You might not always feel motivated, but you must always be disciplined." And let me tell you one thing, when it comes to creating videos, there are some days where you're not gonna feel like recording anything. You're not gonna want to do anything. You just want to just sit home, do your little whatever you do. You might just want to chill, or maybe you have a bunch of laundry. You have to be so intentional when it comes to your channel. You have to literally get over yourself and do the damn thing. Like, just do it. Just record. I know you don't feel like it, but you have to. Like, a lot of people would love to have YouTube be their full-time job. You know, a lot of people want to, it's the goal for some people to be able to quit their 9-to-5 to do YouTube full-time. So you should be having that mindset low-key. You know what? Look at it as a job now. You might not be monetized yet, but get yourself in the rhythm of it. You know what? No, I don't feel like doing this today, but I promised myself, then I promised my audience that I was going to film at least 2 videos a week, or at least 1 video a week. And I'm going to do that, even though I don't feel like it. Because honestly, if you wait for yourself to feel like it, you're not gonna do it. Sometimes you might be in a mood. Honestly, I'm not saying should you pick up a camera if you're feeling all sulky and angry and film. No, because the vibe and energy is going to be off and nobody's going to want to watch that. But sometimes you are really just going to have to just get over your feelings and just do what you set out to do. Think of it as your job for now, without the check. But do it because you love doing it. Like, remember your why. You always have to have your why in mind. I created YouTube because I want to accomplish this purpose when it comes to reaching this target of people. I want to do this. I want to reach these people. I want to help them in this area. You need to know your why and use that why to really discipline you on those days when you won't feel like doing it. And honestly, just know what you're getting yourself into, because you will be wearing many hats, especially starting off by yourself. You will be doing the scripting, the marketing, the editing, the filming. Like, you're doing so many things. Think of YouTube as an investment in yourself and in a bunch of people. Are you sure this is what you want to do? Are you sure this is something that you want to commit to? Are you willing to take on that many hats? And if so, then beautiful. But stick to it. Don't just stop because the going gets hard. When you get tired, just learn to rest. Don't quit. Learn to rest. And honestly, that's all the tips that I have for now. I'm pretty sure I could think of a bunch if I really sit here and think about it. But again, I don't want to make this video too long. So that's all the tips that I have for you guys now. And if you're a YouTube creator, I would love to know what are some things that you wish you knew before you started YouTube, just so we can help each other out. We have people here who are trying to grow, who are always looking for tips when it comes to YouTube. What are some things that you think that you would want to know, or what you would like to do better? What are some goals even that you have for yourself when it comes to YouTube, where you are now? I would love to know them, and I would appreciate if you drop it in the comments below. I'll see you the next time though, guys. Shalom.